everyone! So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Colourpop brushes. I have not used any of these. I just got them in yesterday, so I'm really excited to test them out. So we're just going to be getting ready and I'll kind of try to use as many of them as I can. I'm also going to be using the concealers. I bought 3 because I didn't know which color, so we'll get to that eventually too. So the brushes that I bought, I got the bundle. There are 12 brushes and they are currently on the website for $50. It does say 78 and then it has that marked out and it says 50. So as we go through, I'll try to let you know how much each brush is individually if you don't want the set. Obviously, if you want the set, it's going to be a better value. But if you're just wanting a couple brushes, they are pretty affordable. First thing I'm going to do is prime my face. And I'm going to be using the Colourpop Rose Quartz Crystal Priming Spray. I got all 4 of these. It's been a while. And there's 2 priming sprays and 2 setting sprays. And I don't know if you can see, like, I have used quite a bit out of these. I don't know if that's good or bad. The 2 priming sprays are the Rose Quartz and the Amethyst. And the Amethyst one is supposed to be for more oily skin and this one's supposed to be for more dry skin. So I've used a lot more of the Amethyst one, but today I'm going to use the Rose Quartz. These I like, but they have a very aggressive sprayer, so you have to get really far away to spray your face, or even go up above your head and let it fall. So I do feel like that's why I've gone through so much of it so quickly, because I feel like a lot of it misses my face. But if I spray it directly, then I just have like a big wet spot. So that's my little review on the sprays. The priming sprays, I will say it's not as big of a deal if, you know, the spray is more harsh because you haven't actually done your makeup yet. But whenever it comes to the setting sprays, if you get a big wet spot on your face, it's going to ruin your makeup. So for foundation today, I'm actually going to be mixing my Younique BB cream with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter and just using my hands pretty much to apply it because I don't really want like a full coverage anything today. So the first brush I'm going to use is this stippling brush. It is number 4, but it doesn't say stippling brush or number 4 anywhere on the brush, which is really annoying. The stippling brush is $8 by itself. And I am going to try to use this to apply my concealer. I'm not a big fan of a brush for concealer anyway, but that's what I would use this kind of brush for. I did get the 3 lightest shades because I'll tell you why. I don't really know why I got number 15, but number 5 and number 10, this is 5 and this is 10, and 5 is more yellow and 10 is more pink. And it looked that way on the website, but just like in my mind, I always go for the lightest shade. So I was like, I don't know if I'm 5 or 10. And then, long story short, number 5 came by itself. So I've been using it, but now that I have number 10, I feel like that's probably better. So I'm gonna use it today under my eyes. Okay, so in order, it's 5, 10, 15, and then this is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair, which is what I normally use. So as you can see, 5 is definitely more yellow and 10 is more pink. Number 5 is called Fair and number 10 is called Fair Neutral, and then number 15 is called Light Neutral, which I don't feel like it's more... I don't feel like it's darker, it just has more of a... I feel like it's just a mixture of 5 and 10. And I've been using number 5 for like about a week now. And it's really good coverage, very creamy, This applicator is amazing, and yeah, I will say that I think that the one that I've been using, and it kind of appears that this one is going to be that way too, they dry down a little bit darker, which is not good news for me. Because even just like, do you see how it looks in the tube versus how it looks on my face now? It's already darker. And these blend out really well, and like I said, they provide really good coverage. So if you are looking for a cheaper concealer and you have darker skin than me, then I would definitely check these out. They are $6 a piece also, and you really just can't beat that. I mean, even drugstore concealers, which there are. Guys, there are amazing concealers at the drugstore. There is great makeup at the drugstore. You do not have to spend a lot of money on makeup. I love expensive makeup too. I just love makeup. This is why I do this, but don't feel like it's childish or immature, or you're not a real grown-up if you don't buy expensive mascara and stuff like that. I mean, I love expensive mascaras. I think that they are worth it, but I also think that L'Oreal and Maybelline and CoverGirl make amazing mascaras too, so just don't compare yourself to other people. And I'm speaking to myself when I say that too. Okay, so this brush actually works really well at blending this out. I'm very impressed because I really don't like using liquid products with brushes. Like, I prefer using my beauty blender for foundations and concealers and even powders, let's be honest. I could use my beauty blender for anything. And then to set down that concealer and the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. This is in shade number 5, Fair, and I'm going to use the large powder brush. This is number 1. This is the biggest brush that they sell at the moment, and it is $11 by itself. Normally I like a translucent loose powder to set my makeup, but I really like this one. I don't find that it's like more coverage as far as the color or anything like that. It's just very nice, fine powder, and keeps everything in place. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's nice. And then for a little bit of a contour today, I'm gonna go in with this little palette from Sonia Kashuk. This is from Target, and it is limited edition, so if you see it at your Target, grab it, because I'm sure it will be gone soon because it was part of like a summer collection. But it has 3 shades in here: a blush, a bronzer, and a highlight. This bronzer is a nice cool tone, and it is matte, so I'm gonna contour with it. And for that, I'm going to use brush number 3. This is the angled face brush, and it is $9 by itself. Okay, and then to bronze up the skin a little bit more, I'm going to go in with the Younique Beachfront Bronzer, and this is in the shade Sunset. It is a baked bronzer, and it has a little bit of shimmer to it, but not like an obnoxious amount. So I'm going to go in with that same powder brush that I used to set my face. Just sort of go over the contour areas to blend it out. So now for blush, I'm going to go back into this palette from Sonia Kashuk and use the blush color. And I'm going to use the blush brush, and it is also $9 by itself. It's a little bit small. This is my absolute favorite blush brush from Sephora. It's number 55 in case you're interested. But as you can see, it's a little bit bigger, and I feel like it's the perfect like small size for my cheeks. So this might be a little too small. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, I actually like that. That's nice. I have a new highlighter from Colourpop. This is, it doesn't say the name on the back of it, seriously. So this is called S'il vous plaît, P-L-A-Y. And for the little palette, which I didn't realize that I ordered, it is $8. If you just buy the pan to put in your Z palette, it's $7. So I mean, it's not a big deal, and I'm pretty sure you can get it out of here. But if you don't need the little compact part, then it's $7 for just the pan. And it is very white. I'm very excited. I'm gonna use the fan brush first and see how I like it. It is $7 by itself, and it is very thin, like not very fluffy at all. It reminds me a lot of the fan brush from Real Techniques, which I'm not a fan of. So we'll see how this goes. I don't think I like this brush. I just don't. So I'm gonna try to use this small fluff brush for highlighter. It reminds me a lot of the setting brush from Real Techniques. And I use it to set underneath my eyes usually, but I also have one that I use for highlight. So I'm gonna try the highlight with that. The fan brush just doesn't really deposit very much product. Okay, yeah, that's better. So much better. I don't know how I feel about the highlighter yet, but first impressions, it's really pretty color. This side looks good. This side just looks kind of chunky for some reason. So now I'm gonna set my face with one of the setting sprays. And I'm gonna go in with the Adventurine setting spray. And that sort of took down the texture issue that I was talking about too. So that is a good trick if you feel like you've over applied your highlighter or your blush or something. Whenever you spray with your setting spray, it will kind of melt it into your skin. Okay, so eyebrows are done magically, and my eyelids are primed and ready for some eyeshadow and to test out these eyeshadow brushes. So for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I keep trying to film a video with this palette and I just don't like it. It's not that I don't like the palette, it's just something is wrong with the video. My memory card ends up getting full in the middle of a look, and yeah. So this is the palette. There are 35 shades in here. There's a full range of colors, neutrals, darks, lights, warms, cools, everything that you could possibly want. So if you can get your hands on this palette, I suggest it because it's around $38, $40 for 35 shades. So, I mean, totally worth it. So all of the eye brushes are $6 except for this angled eyeshadow brush, not angled eyeshadow brush, angled liner brush. It is $5, but all of the other eyeshadow brushes are $6 on their own. Again, $50 for the set of 12. So the first one I'm going to use is number 10. This is the tapered blending brush. It is just like a fluffy blending brush like this one from Sigma, the E40, this one from Morphe, the E22, just fluffy and good for all over your lids. So I'm just taking a pretty neutral shade from this palette and setting down this primer. This brush is really soft. So I think the first one I'm going to go in with is this shade right here and just put that in my crease. And to do that, I'm going to use this brush. This is just the blending brush. So it is a little bit smaller. The metal part is pinched here, so it's kind of flat. If that makes sense. This one is not, so it just is round. And this one is smaller. So I'm just gonna go in with that shade. There's a little card that came with all the shade names, but they're not on the palette, and the card is somewhere over there. And for the summer, I've just really been liking doing something neutral on my eyelid and then taking a pop of color on my lower lash line. So I think that's what I'm going to do today because my shirt that I'm wearing is very loud anyway, so I don't want like super loud eye makeup. So I really like how this brush fits into the crease and how it's a little bit stiffer than the first one, so you can be a little more precise. I'm going to go in with these two colors mixed together and just deepen up the crease color a little bit more. I don't think I like how it's doing this. Let's take that first blending brush and just sort of buff that out. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the small shader brush on the outer corner actually with those same two colors and just build up the color and then blend it out with that brush. So if you have small eyes and you want a good shader brush for all over your lid, this would be a good brush for you. Now I'm just taking that second fluffy brush, I think it's just called the blending brush, and just blending that color out. Okay, so now for my lid, I'm going to go in with the medium shader. So it is basically the same as this small shader, but it is medium sized. These three right here are all like shimmery pink shades. This one is more of a duochrome, and I want to say that I don't like it. I love the color, but something about it on my lid I don't like. It's one of these two, so I think I'm gonna go in with this one. That was a lot of explanation. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here all over my lid. Yeah, I really like this brush. Made that super quick. Yeah, I love that. I love that brush. I'm just gonna go back in with this brush that I used on the crease in the outer corner and just sort of rebuild a little bit of color in there. Okay, that got a little smokier than I anticipated. And the last brush that I'm going to use is the pencil brush. I'm not going to use this angled eyeliner brush because I don't use eyeliners like this, so this one was kind of a waste. This pencil brush seems really big. Like, this is my favorite one from Morphe, and it's a little bit bigger, so I'm kind of nervous that it's going to have like a lot of eyeshadow underneath my eyes. I'm just going to take that transition shade that I used first in my crease and run that along my lower lash line. For a pop of color, I'm going to take this purple shade and put that on my lower lash line. I don't like it for a more precise color. I don't. I'm gonna use my Morphe one. Okay, that was better. So this brush I think is good for certain colors but not others. It was okay on the lighter colors that maybe are more creamy or maybe matte or something like that, but this shimmery purple it did not work well with. So just kind of Okay, so I wiped off the pencil brush and now I'm gonna attempt to use it on my inner corners and under my brow bone. I'm gonna take this first shade in the palette for that. Both of these have like a slight shimmer to them, just one is more yellow and one is more neutral, I think. So I'm just going to finish up with mascara and lips and then I'll be back to sort of wrap everything up. Okay, so for mascara I just curled my lashes and I used the Younique Epic Moodstruck mascara. I did a whole review, first impressions of this mascara. I'll have it linked below and somewhere up here and everywhere else and all that, but long story short, I love it and it makes your lashes look super long and crazy and I love it. And for lips, I mixed the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Rosebud with the Colourpop Ultra Satin in the shade Molly, and that is what that mixture looks like on my face. So the brushes. I think that if you were just starting out or if you don't have a lot of brushes in your collection, I think that this set is really good. I also think that if you are looking for a specific brush, especially larger face brushes that are usually pretty pricey, that these would be good. I really like the stippling brush for the concealer. I thought that was amazing. I'm kind of wanting to use this all over my whole face and see how that works, but I really like it. If you're looking for a larger powder brush, I think this one is really good. It's $11 and I want to say this one from Real Techniques, which is larger, is probably around 12 or 15, so I mean it's kind of up to you, but I think this one is really good too. I also really liked the blush brush. I didn't think that I would, but I think it did a really pretty job of applying my blush. And then also the, what is this one called? The small fluff brush for applying highlight. I could also see this working for setting your concealer or even maybe blending out your concealer. So that one is really good. I really like these three eye brushes the most. I think the large shader brush made it super easy to pack on my lid color, and then these two were really good at blending out colors in the crease. I like the way that they look, the white. They're very like, they feel very heavy, not like insanely heavy, but they don't feel cheap. They kind of look like the dollar brushes from e.l.f., but they just feel more expensive. So I really like them. They're all synthetic, no whatever, Colourpop is cruelty free, so yeah. And then the concealers, I really like how they look. I just wish that there was a little bit lighter shade for me, but I really like how they blend out and how they wear. They do dry down a little bit darker than they look in the tube, so just keep that in mind if you're looking for a light shade like I would. But yeah guys, that completes this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments section what other kind of videos you want to see. Is there something else that you want me to review? I hope you're having a great day and a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioning on because I'm sweating, so I'm sorry for the background noise, but such is life. Hello. Did you hear that? Nah.